Hi and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back once again to Technology Information Channel. Today in this video we are going to explain the DFC 4520 remote control circuit diagram. How to install this AMF controller to install the remote control setup and this controller so briefly and with a good explanation. So please watch this tutorial completely to understand each step, and you will be able to successfully install this controller everywhere as an auto means failure and working so professional way and very great. So before starting the video, a small request to all newcomers: if you are first on my channel, please make sure to subscribe and also don't forget to hit the bell notification to getting latest update videos every day. So let's begin. First of all, as you can see, this is our DFC 4520 MK2 model controller. This is the AMF auto means failure controller. It is used for to operate in automatically and shifting your load automatically and generators start automatically by remote start. So this is the front view of this controller. First of all, you need to, so let me go back to the back side of this controller, and this is the back side view of this controller. As you can see, this picture is not very clear, so let me open another one. As you can see, this is the back side of controller. Here we have some input and output TVs on the big side of this controller. Auto means failure. As you can see, the models as 4520 MK2 AMF. AMF means auto means failures. So this is the TVs to inputs for and outputs. As you can see here, we have, let me explain this very quickly, and I already before make the complete wiring videos on this controller. If you want to check the complete entire video about the complete wiring diagram, so let's go back and check in my playlist. So here, as you can see here, 1 is battery negative input, 2 is battery positive input, and 3 for the as you can see 3 for the fuel, 4 for the crank, and so on. As you can see here, this is the complete wiring diagram. This is the main input, this is the genset input, the current transformer input, and this is the gen input, and this is the main input. And here we have some sensor input and an emergency push button input, as you can see here. So let me go back and explain this completely in the block diagram of this controller, especially how to operate this controller is a auto means failure. So let's go back and open the wiring diagram. As you can see here, this is the complete typical wiring diagram of this controller, and battery 1 is battery negative input and 2 is battery positive input. And here, as you can see fuel solenoid relay out, pin number 3 and 4 is for the start, that means for the cranking, and 5 for the battery sensing input, battery charger sensing input of the engine alternator. And here we have inputs common. This is the common, means that the ground wire you should insert here. And as you can see here, this is input A, this is input B, and this is input C. This is for the oil sensor and coolant sensor and fuel level sensor. This is your 3 input for the oil, coolant mean temperature sensor, and fuel level sensor, which is mounted on a fuel tank. So here, as you can see, this remote start. So this is our main topic today: how to install this controller as a remote start. As you can see here, remote start signal, this is the ground signal. As you can see, this is also junctions and connect with the ground and going to the pin 14s. If you want to operate this controller is a, so before explaining the remote start signal, we need to understand first the ATS system. As you can see here, ATS means auto means failure. As you can see here, the pins TB input, CT's input 29, 30, 31, 32. This is our, as you can see, 29, 30, 31, 32. This is our CT input. CT means the current transformer inputs of this controller. Okay, and then as you can see, the 21, 22, 23, 24. This is the genset input supply. Okay, as you can see, this is our genset input supply 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, and as you can see here, we have the genset coil. This is the contactor coil or relay coil. As you can see here, this coil, as you can see, we are directly give the 3 phases and 1 lines. As you can see here, we have also 6 ampere fuse. As you can see, our circuit breaker CB we can use also. And here, as you can see, the relay coil contactor coil A1 A2, we will feed 1 phase and 1 neutral from the generator supply. Okay, and also the another side, as you can see, this is the gen coil, this is the main coil contactor relay. As you can see here, pin 25, 26, 27, 28. As you can see, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. Understand, this is the mains input, okay, for this controller. So this, as you can see, the pin 25, this is our phase of the main controller, will be going to the contactor coil A1, and as you can see, the ground side is going to the contactor coil. You should need to first of all set the electrical interlocking system in this controller to avoid from the damage or short circuit. First of all, be careful working on the ATS panel. So when the main power is available, this will be closed only just the main contactor of the main power, and the main power will be shifted to the load. As you can see, this is our load. As you can see, this is our load, 3 phases and 1 Newton. When the main power is available, this will be generator power will be available. This will be closed the generator contactor. The generator contactor load will be shifted on the load. Understand? So let's move to the pin 14 remote start wiring circuit diagram. As you can see here, from the pin 1, as you can see, this is our ground feed to the pin 14. This is normally open contact. When this will be goes to normally close, the generator sends ground and the remote signal, and the generator will be start automatically through this feeding ground signal to this pin 14. Understand? So let's move to the relay diagram, how to install the remote start signal provide to the this controller to this controller start automatically the genset and shift the load. As you can see, we can use just a 220 volt relay for this controller or DC volt relay, but the concept is very same and straightforward. So this is our 8-pin relay, 220 volt or 110 AC volt relay. As you can see, this is the relay base and this is the relay block diagram. As you can see, pin number 2 and pin number 7 is the relay coil for energizing this relay, and pin number 3 and pin number 6 is normally open, and pin number 4 and pin number 5 is normally closed, and pin number 1 and pin number 8 is our common. Understand? So how to install the remote start signal to this controller? You need to install the AC relay, okay, because you need to operate this relay with your main. When main is available, your generator should not start. When main is not available, your generator should start and shift the generator load to your load. Understand? So this is the basic concept. And how to install? As you can see, this is the normally closed contact. This is the normally closed. Normally means when relay is not energized. Understand? When your 220 or 110 volt is not fed to this relay coil, this will be in a normally closed state. When the relay is energized from your input 220 or 110 volt, this normally closed contact will be break, and going the pin number 1 is going to the close with the pin number 3, and pin number 8 will be going to close with the pin number 6. So you take a 12 volt or 24 volt DC, your DC power supply, give the negative feed to this wire and check from the this pin number 4, or you can use this another one contacts. Pin number 8 is your common and pin number 5 is your normally closed contact. What will happen now? When the main power is available, these two contact will be break, going to the normally open position, and your 12 volt or 24 volt negative will be not feeding to on this pin 14. Okay, when your main power is available, your relay is also will be energized. Okay, and this contact will be break in this position. When your main power is failed, this contacts going to the normally closed position, and this will be start feeding to on pin 14. When this controller touch the ground signal touch the pin 14, this controller will be sense and start the generator automatically and shift the load, the generator load to your load, and close the genset contactor and shift your load to your main load. Understand? Again, when the main power is come back and this relay will energized, and this relay is going to disconnect and break this contact which is you are using for the ground signal feeding or to pin 14. This will be break and the ground feeding will be disconnected on pin 14, and the controller will be since the main power is goes off, because I am not sensing no ground signal, and that's will we start the generator automatically. So this is the complete detail about the auto mains failure installation methods. If you have further any question, any doubt, please write comment below in this comment section. And thanks for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.